Good. You're good? Ashley, good? Yeah, we're good. I'm just going to sit right.
Following members to escort the governor, Couson, Fields, Oil, Mizell, and Bowman. The Speaker appoints part of the House the following members to escort the governor: Adams, Chenevier, Miller, Turner, and Wright. Will the committee please assemble back and discharge their duties? Members, while they're doing that, I would like to welcome Attorney General Liz Bureau to the chambers. Treasurer John Floyd. Members, before we begin, President Secretary Barrow will lead us in a prayer and remain standing for the pledge of allegiance.
Thank you, President. Members, if you would join for a moment of prayer. Before we get started, I will be very intentional about our prayer today. And so I'll actually look up the scriptures. And so in Isaiah 9:6 it says, "For unto us a child is born, and to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." And I pull the scripture because the government is on his shoulder. And while each one of us are given the opportunity to be appointed to the position, God knew that we will all be serving in the position that we are. From the governor of the state to the cabinet, to the president of the Senate, and speaker of the House, and every legislator, he knew that we would be in these positions. So Father, we just thank you for today. We give you praise for the Lord has already established what we shall be doing. So Lord, we thank you that as we come into this session, a session that is dealing primarily with taxation, your word says that render unto Caesar that which is Caesar. So Lord, as we talk about taxation, we ask you, Father, that we do it in a sensible manner, that we keep into consideration those individuals who have elected us and who have sent us here to represent them and to represent their interests. So Lord, we thank you that every decision we make will be a decision that you have already predestined and ordained, we establish and put into place so that it represents the citizens of Louisiana and those individuals that you have called to serve you. Lord, earlier in the year, one of the things that the governor said that I have continued to pray and to say, because I believe that it is so true, is that we are one team, one dream, and one Louisiana. So Lord, as we do our business, let us remember that we are one team with one faith for one Louisiana. In Jesus' name I pray.
Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of the great state of Louisiana, Jeff Landry. Members, I will please the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Governor. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen of the legislature, secretaries, our department heads, distinguished guests, our parish presidents, local officials, our great teachers, our BESI members, we have local pharmacists, and our heroic veterans and small business owners. Thank you for such a warm welcome. And thank you for your service to this great state. A state that we all love and are proud to call home. As we gather today, let us acknowledge that the people of this nation last night sent a resounding, crystal clear message that now is the time to fix our economy. Now is the time to give relief to our families who are struggling. And in Louisiana, our economy, the incomes of our family, the small businesses that are the bedrock of this state have struggled for far too long. One thing is evident from the results as we digest them. It was the voters from all walks of life demanding help. All ages, all parties, young and old, black and white, Hispanics, the people of this country and of this state are ready for us to fix this economy. And they are ready to keep more of their hard-earned money. We gather at the beginning of this special session with the opportunity to accomplish something very special. Let us be remindful that the people of this state have chosen us to move Louisiana forward, to restore our rightful place as a gem of the South, to enable our state to thrive with opportunity and unbridled growth, and to become a state ready to fulfill our promises, our dreams, and realize its God-given potential. Since the world around us has changed greatly. But this book remains the same. This tax code is bloated. This tax code is broken. And this is filled with special interests, carve-outs, loopholes, and latent benefits for a few. It has been patched together with duct tape and bubble gum, and it moves us from one fiscal cliff to the other. Combined with Article 7 of our state constitution, which just that article stands at over 31,000 words. It is nearly twice the size of the entire United States Constitution. Article 7 has held us back in a rapidly changing economy of today's modern world. The time for us to be courageous and bring these documents forward to current day standards is now. Nearly 40 years ago, the Council for a Better Louisiana issued a book called Louisiana's Fiscal Alternatives, Finding a Permanent Solution to Reoccurring Budget Crisis. This is that book. This book called for tax simplification. It called for greater fairness. It called for broadening the tax base. It called for ways to stabilize our budget. It called for Louisiana to have a competitive tax structure. Here we are, 40 years later, and their recommendations have actually proven to work extremely well for other states. Making these proposed changes will take courage and strength, but we have something today that each of our predecessors did not. We have proof that these policies work by the multiple examples of success seen in other states. States which have charted a course for reform. And that reform and their chart have given us both a path and a blueprint to follow. Let's look at North Carolina, once lagging as we are today. In one short decade since modernizing its tax structure, North Carolina is now growing at record pace, and it is ranked at one of the best places in America to do business. When North Carolina embraced tax reform, the median income of their families rose $11,000 a year. Think about that. Think about what an extra $11,000 per year would mean to the families that you represent. Every one of our southern neighbors has adapted or is adapting for growth and success, and they're winning because of it. Louisiana must change, or sadly, other states will continue to rob us of our children and our grandchildren and the extraordinary talent that they possess. We have some children in the audience whose future is at stake. Will the kids from St. Jude's School here in Baton Rouge please stand up? Y'all stand. If we do not act, research today shows that 1 in every 4 of those children will leave Louisiana for another state and better opportunities. You and I know what we need to do for these children, for our kids, and for our grandkids. The time for piecemealing, the time for stalling, the time for kicking the can down the road is over. The time for selectively passing partial aspects of this proposal and not others will leave us and them halfway across the river. The time when special interests benefit at the expense of the working families in this state is over. The structure of this package makes its success dependent upon its entirety. Today, let us take the whole rather than just a slice. Fundamental modernization is necessary to raise our quality of life and allow our citizens to realize their dream. Fundamental modernization is necessary for us to retain our best and brightest and bring our people back home. Fundamental modernization is necessary for us to move Louisiana forward. Perhaps nothing is more fundamental in this context than the taxing of labor by a government. Taxing labor is wrong. Taxing labor is unfair. Taxing labor is economically debilitating because God is the creator of our labor. And there is nothing more notable than to give your time and effort day after day to provide your loved ones using your labor. A person's labor is a person's precious and irreplaceable time, and no government should endeavor to tax what God has given us. By moving away from taxing the hard work of our people, we begin to derive our revenue from their choices. Our citizens should get to choose how, when, and where they spend their money. This one change signals to our constituency that we as elected leaders trust them to make sound decisions with their hard-earned money. A tax system utilizing an equitable, administered sales tax broadens the base so that everyone, I mean everyone, pays their fair share. No free rides, no special treatment, no preferential advantages for a chosen few. Government should not be picking winners and losers in any tax code. But unfortunately, that's exactly what we have been doing for far too long. The plan we present today represents the largest tax cut in the history of our state. We accomplish this by broadening the base of collection so that everyone using the services of government pays for the services of government. Under this concept, every single person is treated the same. Those entering our state are treated the same. You know, it's no secret that our state enjoys millions of visitors annually. How many of y'all went to Taylor Swift? They too will be taxed equally when they spend here. Those who are here unlawfully will also be taxed equally to help us offset the burden they bring to our communities. Most importantly, our sales tax system will become more fair, more transparent, and more equitable. Our current tax system has over 215 tax exemptions. Each and every one of them serves to demonstrate that those with political clout were able to secure preferential treatment at the expense of someone else. Special interests get special treatment while the laborer pays the bill. We can right that wrong by removing many of these unfair and illogical exemptions that originated because of special access, favoritism, or politics. Under the current system, a wedding planner is treated differently than a florist. A mechanic is treated differently than a tattoo artist. A lobbyist is treated differently than a small business owner. Our proposal starts the process of eliminating special treatment for the chosen few, while restoring equity to the others who now carry the heavy tax burden. Fundamental fairness is at the very heart of this plan. Fairness that will position Louisiana for growth and opportunity. Fairness that will resonate across the state and bring economic stimulation. We have seen proven by examples in other states. Cutting our personal income tax by 30%, from 4.25 to a flat 3%, will trumpet a new day in Louisiana. We will effectively eliminate the income tax for the working poor. We collapse the next two brackets, reducing the tax burden on everyone and placing us on a path to eliminating the income tax in Louisiana once and for all. Our small business owners in this state have stayed through and worked through a bad government, high taxes, bad roads, and natural disaster after natural disaster. And they have remained here. And I would sincerely like to thank them for their dedication to this state. They are the backbone of our communities, and what they do is not easy. Let's take James and Gail Nolan, for example, who are here today. Gail? How about it? They are the owners of Parish Ready Mix with over 80 employees. Most of our small businesses, like them, pay taxes as individuals. Our income tax reduction will give them more money to invest, to grow, to hire, and to compete. Moreover, we also propose cutting the corporate income tax from an uncompetitive and obstructive 7.5% to 3.5%. And we eliminate the corporate franchise tax. Which has long been a roadblock to economic development in this state. It is a prehistoric relic whose time has come and gone. And economists of every stripe have routinely criticized it as one of the worst tax policies known. We can end it, we can delete it, we can eliminate it from this state forever. This will be a signal to the world that Louisiana is open for business. Welcome home. Our elected officials were given an awesome responsibility. That is our job of managing the people's hard-earned money. It is their treasure that funds our government. Everything we do in this capital should be done within the restraints of the revenue they provide. The deans of this body, who have been here the longest, we know Francis and Abe Lincoln, know all too well that our current fiscal structure is too fragile, too far dependent upon volatile revenue. The term fiscal cliff has paralyzed your ability to plan and invest in a better state for far, far too long. Think about this. 40 years ago, the oil and gas severance tax represented 40% of our annual revenue. Today, it represents 5%. We repeatedly hit these fiscal cliffs every decline in the price of the barrel. The actions of countries like Russia, Venezuela, Iran, and other Middle East countries that hate America, they have an outside impact on the funding of our schools, our colleges, and the healthcare of our people. It's wrong, it's frustrating, it's insulting, but guess what? You can fix that in this session. To properly and responsibly budget, our government requires financially sound revenue forecasting. No longer should we forecast on one-time, unpredictable, unreliable, non-guaranteed funds that may or may not show up. In this building, we have counted upon temporary taxes before they were ever collected, and we wonder why we struggle. With the changes we propose in this session, we can once and for all stabilize the budgetary process, giving you the ability to finally embark on fiscal responsibility. We have dedicated our revenue sources to the point of dysfunction in this capital. Take, for example, we have $2 billion. That's billion with a B, locked away in an educational fund doing absolutely nothing for our people. Our proposal frees this money to finally and readily be used for education. I don't know about you, but me, I'm tired of our teachers being used as political pawns and given crumbs at election time to fulfill sound bites and respond to momentary political pressures. Joining us today are teachers from across our state, from Lafourche Parish all the way up to Richland Parish. Would y'all stand? Those that are here? They and parents are the most important voice in a child's education. The teachers in front of us deserve a permanent pay raise. And the truth is, we have the money to pay our teachers properly if we make the changes to unshackle ourselves from the bad decisions of the past. That's why we propose freeing up part of that $2 billion and responsibly use a portion of that money to pay down the debt in the teachers' retirement system. This will stop us from wasting $300 million every single year on ridiculously high interest payments, which is nothing more than a giveaway to big banks and Wall Street. Freeing up this money enables us to invest in our public school teachers with a permanent and sustaining pay raise of $2,000 on average. Finally, fulfilling our promise to them. Our seniors deserve respect and support. Our society was built by their hands and rests upon their shoulders. Our state and our nation owe them a debt of gratitude, especially those who have worked to protect and preserve our freedom. With us today are some of those heroes. Please join me in thanking every person who served in America's armed forces today. With this plan, we aim to keep them here in Louisiana instead of watching them leave to other states where their retirement income goes further. That's why we propose to more than double the income tax deduction for our seniors, increasing their spending power. For these reasons, we also propose expanding the sales tax exemption on prescription drugs. This will not only benefit our seniors, but those relying upon medications as well. For example, let's take Kimberly Wixon. She's a pharmacist and the owner of Cottonport Corner Drugstore in Evalds Parish. She's with us today. Take a good look, because she is not only fighting cancer herself, but she serves those in her community who are facing severe illness as well. Louisiana is one of the few places in the entire country where sales taxes are added to the already significant cost of prescription drugs. This tax plan will take away the tax on prescription drugs, helping folks like Kimberly and our people. Let's agree to totally eliminate the sales tax on prescription drugs once and for all. Huh? How about that? We must bring our tax code up to date. No one uses the phone book anymore. Payphones, obsolete. There may be some in this chamber that had never seen a payphone. I know those kids hadn't. The horse-drawn carriage has been replaced by self-driving vehicles. Renting movies from Blockbuster has given way to digital streaming with the click of a button. Yet these and many other obsolete items still clutter our tax code. Our sister states have long since modified their tax codes to reflect the new digital age. We can and we must do better. Like most of you, I am no fan of our bloated and cumbersome and outdated state constitution. It handcuffs both you and our local government's ability to move us forward. Modernizing Article 7 and putting it before the people for approval will enable us to reduce the income tax, double the standardized deduction for seniors, make the inventory tax optional for local governments, reform the property tax exemptions in numerous funds embedded in our Constitution, and once and for all, give our teachers the much needed permanent pay raise. This will finally free our local governments, allowing them independence and the option to remove some of the most regressive and unfriendly taxes on our books. Today, we have a number of parish presidents and police jury administrators here. Don't sit just yet. I want to make a commitment. My commitment to you is that at each and every step, we will work to ensure that our local governments are made whole. Allowing our local governments the flexibility to improve your local economies while creating more stable revenue streams for them. It's not magic. It's how it works in the states that are beating us. I truly believe that when this special session is over and we enact these modernizations and reforms, each And every one of you can return to your districts and look your constituents in the eye and tell them that they will be better off because of your hard work. And you can also tell them that you passed the largest tax cut in the history of the state. In Louisiana, as you all know, we have a constitutional obligation to balance our budget. The runaway growth of our government has been too constant for too long. With your support, we have already slashed $2 billion in government bureaucracies this year. By holding the line on the growth of government, we're going to continue to make state government more efficient, more effective, and more responsive to the people. Since our inaugural day, we have shown the people that we mean business. In our special session on crime, we prioritized public safety. We made much needed changes, putting the rights of our law-abiding citizens and our police ahead of the rights of those who disregard our laws. And guess what? It's working. Crime is down. Our major cities, especially New Orleans, are seeing direct results of the hard work that you all put in. In the regular session, we passed major improvements on our education system and on restructuring our economic development system, with real results coming soon. We are continually taking steps to streamline our government and to make it more effective for our people and more attractive for our job creators. You have trusted and worked with us these past sessions, and the dividends to our state are tangible. Our people can see them. Likewise, I implore you to look at this plan carefully, but also collectively. There is not just one bill in this session that will turn the state around. The entire package fixes what's wrong and what is required of us. This debate has lingered on for far too long, like a dark cloud over this Capitol for generations. The time for tweaking, arguing, and making perfect the enemy of the good has long passed. You know, for all my faults, I am not one to let grass grow underneath my feet. And I will never have it said of me that I had an opportunity to right this ship and I let it pass. I did not run for a position. I didn't run for a position. I ran for a job. I did not seek this obligation to patch the roof and let the next person deal with it after the next storm. I'm not here to pass the buck one more time for someone else to have to fix it. And you know what? I don't believe none of y'all are here to do that either. I believe that y'all are here to actually, once and for all, give the people of Louisiana a government that they deserve. Because to do anything less is the height of irresponsibility. The state has far too much potential. Let us finally unshackle her with our labor this session. You know, you two have answered the call to public duty, and you have worked diligently and sincerely these two special sessions and a regular session, and now this one convening. And for that, I personally thank you. And the people you represent, thank you as well. Together, we have indeed made great progress for our people. And we've only just begun. I truly believe that when you look at the magnificent results of other states have seen, that we can deliver for our people what they have delivered for theirs. These next 2 weeks can mark a historical turning point that will be recognized as a milestone in the rebirth of Louisiana. It's really up to you. I implore you, let's not waste this precious opportunity. For we know our own greatness. The people we represent make up the most diverse, colorful, faithful, and enchanting communities in America. Our people have invented hospitality. Our people care for one another. Our people love to help their neighbors. And our people have a work ethic second to none. With these changes that we can make this session, the economic drivers will come back and they will look at Louisiana closely. And when they do, they will not only like what they find in our beautiful state, but they will fall in love with Louisiana. All you have to do is open the door. God bless you, and God bless the people of Louisiana. Thank you so very much.